Oh, that was strong coffee. Well, when the transfer window is opening, every team will try to look for the next big thing. Chelsea are no exception to that. I mean, in fact, on the D-zoners, we trying to sign every single player that we can possibly find on this earth under 25, 23 years old. You can blame them for a lot of things. I do that, but there were a couple of signings I think we should have bought, like we did, and two of these players are midfielders that are very versatile. They are good at so many things and they have a very high ceiling. They have massive potential, and especially if you're a guy that likes to play Football Manager, FIFA career mode, we like to try and take these players to their highest ceiling and grow them to like 92 rating. So Fernandez and Caicedo, incredible talented, had incredible performances at their former clubs with the former managers and even with the national teams. I mean, Enzo Fernandez won the young player of the tournament in World Cup, as well as winning the World Cup itself with Argentina, and Caicedo was playing to the next level under the Serbians. Players are not bad. They are very good and can become world class. However, I feel like they have stagnated, maybe regressed a little bit, and I think there could be some factors to it. So before we continue any further in this video, if you want to be a legend, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my page, hit that notification bell down below so you never miss when I upload. I want to look into the manager first here on Pochettino, what he is doing, what type of system and tactics instructions he utilizing. Is that really getting the best out of the team, and especially Enzo and Caicedo? I don't really think so. Looking to how we're playing off the ball, I feel like there could be much more work done in the training there. I think it can help the team overall, but especially help our midfield not being as exposed as they are in these days on the counters, because when we pressing, we only have Gallagher, Jackson and Cole Palmer up there, and that's not good enough. If you're gonna press, you have to press as a unit. You have to have a pressing scheme worked upon to win back the ball. But I don't think that's been worked upon in training. And when Gallagher, Jackson and Palmer is pressing and opposition is playing through them, our midfield and backline will be exposed, and there will be tons of space for the opposition to run into, and therefore maybe Caicedo and Enzo will look shaky defensively, will be drawn out, and will be get past, and maybe that's why Caicedo has to take a lot of fouls. In terms of the players we're putting in the lineup, Pochettino has used a lot of centre backs as fullbacks. When I'm thinking about it, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that if you have a proper system to utilize that, as a Xavi, Arteta, Pep Guardiola. But Pochettino hasn't shown that, and that's why I think we will get so much more out of Enzo and Caicedo's switch balls and long passing range if we utilize two natural fullbacks, even if it means we have to turn to the academy, because I don't want to see centre backs being used as fullbacks if it's not working. If you're having natural fullbacks, the overlaps that Argentina had, that Benfica had, that Brighton had, then Caicedo and Enzo will have more options when they're gonna make long balls, and they will find those wide runners out wide, and the attack will be so more dynamic and fluid, and I think we will get more out of their passing ambition qualities. When we look at the number 10 role, Gallagher has been put there because Nkunku and Kone Chukwuemeka has been injured basically the whole season. But sure, you can try Gallagher in some matches, but if that doesn't work, you have to change something. But the problem with Pochettino, he's not willing to do that. Gallagher is not getting utilized correctly. I think he's either a box-to-box, ball-winning midfielder, or a segundo volante. And using him in a 3-man midfield or in a pivot next to maybe a deep-lying playmaker like Enzo Caicedo if you're going to use them in those roles. Otherwise, don't force Gallagher to play the number 10 role because he isn't the one that can be the creative spark or can be the shadow striker. So therefore, if you're changing the number 10 to like a Palmer, even giving the chance to a Casadei, or if you're putting maybe Mihailo Mudryk there, I think we will see a better attack. Sure, we won't have Gallagher's in like recovery so good off the ball, but then if you're pressing as a unit and that those sort of things being worked upon in the training ground, I think you can still manage to be defensive solid, and we will have more dangerous threat in the final third because we're having the correct players in the correct positions. And I don't think Gallagher can fill that attacking midfielder 10 role or being that shadow striker, unfortunate. And that's nothing wrong with it. Why force something? And some games early this season, Pochettino tried to utilize Enzo as that number 10, but that didn't work as well. If Pochettino doesn't want to use Mudryk, Casadei, Carney, and they can't use Nkunku, then utilize Palmer in the number 10 role, and then you're putting Sterling or Madueke on the right-hand side and see how that works, because Palmer is very creative and it can operate as a number 10. You can actually use Enzo and Caicedo next to each other in a pivot, because Enzo had similar players like Caicedo next to him that is very physical, strong, can win back the ball, make interceptions, whilst also having good passes in terms of Paredes, De Paul, McAllister he had next to him. In Benfica, had Florentino Luis next to him, who was more like a defensive midfielder covering a lot of space behind Enzo. You can change the formations, you can change to a 4-3-3. Caicedo will be the sitting DM, and you're having centimeters in Gallagher, Enzo, Chukwuemeka, or Casadei, or even try Palmer there later. Or next season, when Lavia comes back from injury and Ugochukwu, using them maybe as the DM, and Caicedo will be an 8 together with Enzo. Because both Caicedo and Enzo are so versatile, so well-rounded. Sometimes you have to sacrifice some things and give up some things for the benefit of the team. What you can also do in terms of the position and roles in the team is that you can have like an inverted winger in Mudryk or Sterling, and then the left back will bomb up the field in a Cucurella, Chilwell, like Grimaldo did at Benfica, and therefore it will open space for Enzo and Caicedo to utilize those long-range passes and through balls more, as I touched upon before. And it will also fit Mudryk and Sterling because they like to invert as well. For me, Enzo is a mix of Jorginho and Fabregas and is so dynamic. I mean, Georgie was a specialist with short and medium passes and dictating the play, whilst Enzo is more well-rounded and can make those Fabregas through balls, long balls. He likes to join the attack, take long shots, but he can also dictate the play from deep, and is similar with Caicedo, just that he's maybe better in terms of making those interceptions and tackles, and I think they can coexist together. If we look into another manager in the market, let's say a De Zerbi or a Xavi will be available. Tuchel will be available as well, but I don't think the owners will swallow their pride and hire him. And Nagelsmann is busy with the money for 2024 Euros that is coming up. Amorim, I don't know. I mean, De Zerbi could get the best out of a Caicedo. He made Caicedo one of the best midfielders last season. And I'm sure he knows how he's going to utilize Enzo. and he has used Mihailo Mudryk, etc. Xavi was a tiki-taka specialist in that famous Barcelona side, doing an incredible job at Barcelona. Would surely know how to use Caicedo and Enzo. They both can be used in a pivot, as we've seen with Brighton, and in that 3-4-2-1 system under Potter, where Caicedo was utilized in the midfield, but then he had 3 centre-backs behind him. Enzo was used in a pivot for Argentina and Benfica, but he was also utilized in a 3-man midfield of 4-3-3 for Argentina. If we were to sack Pochettino, I'm confident new managers can bring the best out of them and help them reach their potential. If Pochettino is staying, I hope he can adjust some things tactically, change players in certain positions, so we can get the best out of their passing abilities. And they are so press resistant, they barely make any mistakes. They can make those switch balls, long balls, 1-2 passes. They can join the attack. They can make through balls, line breaking passes. It's going to be it for a video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. We can have the discussion going. And thank you so much for watching. Peace.